been a lot of information coming out. A lot of people have been asking what's going on there. So, as we all know, Joe Biden's administration has completely destroyed the border, has completely destroyed America, and part of America is being destroyed because of what's happening at the border. Now, we all know recently there were 10,000 people under the bridge that he has taken no responsibility for. Everybody's trying to say that, he's just doing what's best for America, and he's not, alright? Now, just as of this year, there were 41 pages of documents from Watchdog's Judicial revealing 33 instances of sexual abuse against unaccompanied minors tied to voluntary agencies contracting with the federal government. Now, they all occurred between January 21st and February 25th of this year during President Biden dismantling his predecessor's immigration policy, which would be Trump's immigration policy. So, there were shocking reports of sexual abuse occurring in shelters for unaccompanied children, but that there is violence among the UACs themselves. It was no surprise that Biden's administration enabling of human trafficking has resulted in violence and the abuse of children. 10 of the instances recorded involved both staff and non-staff sexually abusing unaccompanied children, while 21 of the sexual abuse instances were between minors. 2 sexual abuse reports were filed between an unaccompanied child and other. Now, it's unclear who that other person could be. Now, that's what I'm saying. These people come over here and say that they're trying to make a better life for them and their families, alright? Everybody wants a great life for them and their family, alright? That's why America is called the American Dream, alright? But when you come over here illegally, alright, you are paying smugglers to get you across, get your wife across, get your child across. You're taking chances of running in groups. You take that chance of getting separated, alright? You take that chance of getting shot. You don't know who these smugglers are. You know most of them carry guns, so you take that chance of getting shot, alright? And when your child gets separated from you, you don't know who's got them. They could be at the border alone. We've seen that plenty of times where agents have just found children just sitting there by themselves. A smuggler could have your child, could be holding them for ransom. Who knows what they could be doing with your child. Alright? Or they could just be at the border in these government camps, and who knows what's going on there, alright? And we've seen it time and time again where there's been images coming out from that camp where there have been 50, 60 children inside of a small little area, not even given blankets, just wrapped up in tinfoil. Alright, and they claim that they're trying to stop COVID, but yet there's thousands of people getting in every day. Illegal immigrants getting in every day, and they're not being vaccinated, they're not wearing masks. So, if COVID is really the big issue here, and is really weighing on everybody, why is it not being stopped at the border? Like, that's just spreading into Texas. Alright, and Texas is one of the biggest areas that we have. Obviously other than like California, places like that, but Texas is one of the biggest states that we have. Why are we just allowing them into Texas? You would think that you would stop that and stop the violence, because these people will and do have access to high capacity guns, such as, they have grenades, they have machine guns, all kind of stuff, and it's just spreading into America. Alright, so sexual abuse is widespread across the country in shelters housing migrant children who cross the border alone, and illustrates a dark reality facing migrant children as the border crisis rages on. Homeland Security withheld details on the identities of the alleged perpetrators and victims in the reports and did not provide Judicial Watch with incident reports on the abuse. Alright, so as far as the children go, they are probably not going to release the children's names, which makes perfect sense. One, because of their age, and two, they've already been through enough. Now, as far as the perpetrators, they probably are not going to release their names until they are completely sure that what they are alleging is true. and that they actually have the right people involved in this. Alright, so additionally, the documents reveal that Baptist Church, Children and Family Services shelter in Baytown, Texas, had one unaccompanied migrant report that a 17-year-old Guatemalan boy had been physically assaulted by his roommate, who reportedly punched his chest while the boy was lying down. The document notes that the victim did not want to talk about the attack with shelter officials and moved from the room for his safety reasons. Alright, so documents also revealed that the incident was not reported to either Child Protective Services or local law enforcement. Homeland Security did not immediately provide a comment on these documents. Alright, so obviously there's all kind of stuff going on there. Now these people, these children that are there, are not going to want to talk about it because they know that they're already in trouble for being here illegally. Number two, they don't know where they are, what the next move is going to be, or anything. They're just trapped in this building all day long, alright? Now, again, this does fall on the parents that you're literally dragging your kids into this, alright? And let's just say that you get past it, alright? Let's just say that you make it, you get through, and you're in America now. You are in America, alright? So now you have to find a job, right? Well, if you get within the right employer, you know, these people are not going to pay you what you are expected to be paid, alright? Thinking about, oh, well, you're illegal, and I'm going to pay you $3 an hour, alright? And, you know, that's what you chose, that's how you chose to live your life, alright? So now, you're making $3 an hour. Your wife is sitting at home, more than likely, with however many children you have, alright? But you still have to make money. So you go to work 80 hours a week, you never see your family, so you're making $3 an hour. Well, you still gotta eat, you still gotta do it, so you go apply for government assistance under a different name. So where does that leave us? That leaves Americans paying for you, but yet you're over here illegally. You're getting money and you're not even getting taxed for it. So you're just pretty much, the government's like, oh, well, you're not working, let's help you out. Let's give you Medicare for your whole family, food stamps, feed your whole family. You know, more government says, government housing, government phones. But yet, eventually, you know, you'll just save up your money and you'll be walking around in new clothes, new shoes, and new everything else. It doesn't make any sense, and that's why some Americans, you know, are mad about this, because they're pretty much taking jobs because they know that they can do it cheaper than you can. That's why you always see them in construction fields. And, you know, that's fine. You know, everybody has their trade, whether it's construction, stocking, fast food, whatever case may be. Everybody has their trade or their skill that they're good at. So, you know, I'm not knocking that. But when you come over here illegally, you take that chance of being separated from your family or just not seeing your family at all because you're constantly working. And then the taxpayers are paying for you and your family to be here when you're here illegally. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's ridiculous. And then Biden doesn't care. He's just letting them in. But the biggest thing of me is, you're talking about, you know, you're screaming about COVID-19, but you're just constantly allowing these people in with no vaccine, no mandates, no anything. I mean, you're just allowing them to come in, and there's nothing that you are doing to stop it. There's nothing that you are trying to do. Like, if you would just left the wall up, have respect for Border Patrol, we wouldn't be having this problem. Like I said, if you want to come here to America, that is great, you know. Come to America, but come legally, come the right way, you know. Fill out your paperwork right at the right time. Don't put your kids in danger. Don't put more money into human smugglers that don't know, you know, you don't know what they're doing with you or your kids or your wife. You just don't have a clue. And you still just don't care. You're still putting your family in that situation. Now, Border Patrol agents are facing Democratic attacks, or were facing Democratic attacks, have been now shifted to desk duty and investigations. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just coming out, so we'll see how the investigation goes and what actually happens with it. Now, Border Patrol agents who blocked Haitian migrants from entering the U.S. Now, those were the 10,000 that were under the bridge near the border. Now, like I said, there are 10,000 of them at the border Del Rio, and who are now descending Democratic controversy or false claims about the use of whips while on horseback have been shifted to desk duty pending an investigation. Now, like I said, we'll see how that actually goes with the investigation. I don't think the Border Patrol agents were just out there on horseback, whipping people. That doesn't even sound reasonable when you got 10,000 people out there. If you're on a horseback just whipping people, and there's 10,000 of them, you would think that they're probably going to overpower you. There's only so many agents out there. But you got 10,000 there, So if they was out there whipping them, wouldn't it make more sense that they would just take control and take over and take you down? I mean, that makes sense to me. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who initially backed the agents before changing his stance, aiming at outrage from the White House and left-wing Democrats, told a House committee that the agents had been taken off the front lines amid an investigation that he expected to take days rather than weeks. So, he changed because of Democrats forcing him to change, alright? He was facing peer pressure, like most of us did in school. At some point in time, you face peer pressure to do whatever it was. That's kind of what it is here. So, if you backed your agents to start with, you back them. Either you back them or you don't. You just can't change because you're facing pressure from whoever. Alright, either you back your Border Patrol agents or you don't. You just don't change because the White House is pressuring you to change. Now, he goes on to say, we have ensured that the individuals during the pendency of the investigation are not conducting law enforcement duties to interact with migrants, but rather are conducting only administrative duties, he said. The fact will drive the actions that we take. He said, we ourselves will pull no punches, and we need to conduct the investigation thoroughly, but very quickly. It will be completed in days, if not weeks. Now, controversy began with the emergence of images showing agents on horsebacks blocking Haitian migrants from entering the U.S. and Del Rio Ravine, and one of those grabbing onto a migrant's shirt. However, some media outlets and Democratic lawmakers misidentified the agents' split reins, which they used to control the horse, as whips, and accused the agents of whipping the migrants. Some outlets later qualified their description as a whip-like cords, but many Democrats forged ahead with the claim. Alright, so, again, like I said, he needs to back his Border Patrol agents. You can't come out one day and say that you back them. Next day, say that you don't back them, and really you've had no new information to retract that claim. Alright, you're just facing backlash from Democrats and you're scared, so you go ahead and put them on desk duty and you don't back your agents no more. Now, it seems like the media doesn't even have it right, which is not uncommon. They are wrong most of the time. So some are saying that they have whips, some are saying they whipped them, some are saying whip like cords. So they don't know. They're just putting out information that they want to try and make it seem like the border is a horrible place, which it is, alright? What about the thousands of people getting in every day? I don't see none of them talking about that. What about the thousands of people getting in every single day? That is something that we should be talking about, but we're not. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi condemned what she described as the inappropriate use of what appear to be whips by Border Patrol agents on horsebacks to intimidate migrants. Like I said, if there's 10,000 of them, I seriously doubt that they're just standing there letting them get whipped. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Alright. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer decried images of inhumane treatment of Haitian migrants by the Border Patrols, including the use of whips. On Tuesday, Vice President Kamala Harris, of course she would be in this, said she supported an investigation and was deeply troubled by it. She goes on to say, what I saw about these individuals on horseback treating human beings the way they were being was horrible. Alright, so, of course, she would be in it. But nobody is talking about all these people is crossing into the border illegally. Alright, Joe Biden's biggest thing for him when he was running for office was, COVID-19, how he's going to stop it, how he's going to beat it, how he's going to get America back on track with it, right? But yet it's 4 times higher now than it was, last year at this time. 4 times higher. But we've had all these vaccines come out and everything, but yet it's still 4 times higher. I don't get how it's 4 times higher than what it is now last year, but we have all these vaccines and everything. I can tell you part of it is due to immigration, right? Like, you're literally just allowing thousands of people in every day, all right? And we don't know where these people go. You're not checking them to see if they have COVID. You're not checking to see what other diseases they have. You're just allowing them to come in. And there are 50 states, alright? And you get thousands in every day. They're not all staying in Texas. Now, I'm sure the majority of them are staying in Texas, yeah, obviously. But I'm sure some are coming to Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kansas, New York, Portland, Washington. They're going to every state, every county, alright? So that is part of the reason why COVID's rising too. You're not allowing that. Like, you're forcing Americans to take a vaccine, have a vaccine card, but yet you're allowing thousands of migrants in every day with no vaccine and no nothing. You're just allowing them in. It makes no sense. Alright, here. Texas Governor Greg Abbott creates steel barrier vehicles to block migrants from entering the U.S. He shouldn't have to do that. Alright, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, on Tuesday described how law enforcement had created steel barrier vehicles to block migrants from entering the United States. They have created a steel barrier preventing people from being able to cross the border, Abbott said at a press conference discussing the migrant crisis in Del Rio, where thousands of Haitian migrants have surged in the last week. One day there were countless people coming across the border. Then the very same day, the Texas Department of Public Safety put up all these public safety vehicles, and suddenly, in an instant, people stopped coming across the border. In this location, the strategy is working. Now, I will say, it will work, but eventually they'll just jump over the vehicles. So, vehicles are a great, thing to do, but you can't just leave the police vehicles sitting there. You can't do that because eventually those get vandalized or they'll start jumping over the vehicles. So you can't leave them there forever. But also at the same time, you have to do something to stop this. Alright, he said the vehicles go on for miles and is one of a number of unprecedented steps, he said, are being taken by Texas to stop the border crisis, including a $3 billion investment by the legislature to address the change. Abbott said Texas was stepping up as the Biden administration was promoting and allowing open border policy. The only thing they've shown is an incapability of dealing with the crisis, candid in a way where they pretend it doesn't even exist. Republican governor said at a press conference, and we have to tell you it exists and it's total chaos, and the Biden administration needs to step up their game big time. Alright, so they're not going to step it up. They're not. Biden does not care about the border. He does not care about law enforcement. He does not care about our military. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. Alright? That's it. That's all this administration cares about is themselves. Alright? Whatever is good for Joe Biden, whatever is good for Kamala Harris, that's all they care about. They don't care about American people, immigrants, anything. Alright? Now, there have been more than 200,000 migrant encounters in both July and August as part of countering migrant wave. Last week, more than 14,000. 14,000 now. Mostly Haitian migrants were camping out under the Del Rio Bridge. Department of Homeland Security has surged resources and agents to the area in response, and the numbers on the bridge have reduced to about 8,000. But still, alright, you lost 6,000, so you went 14,000, 8,000. But 8,000 people? That's a lot of people just waiting. Alright. Now, the Biden administration has blamed root causes like poverty and violence in Central America. as well as the Trump administration shutting down legal asylum pathways. Republicans have blamed the administration for rolling back Trump-era policies like the Migrant Protection Program and for reinstating catch and release. Alright, so Biden administration is just playing a blame game. When he refuses to take responsibility, like he did in Afghanistan. Alright? Refuses to take responsibility for the drone attack that killed 7 innocent children and 3 others, and is refusing to take responsibility here for this attack. Alright? The border is under attack right now, alright? And the fact that you are just playing the blame game, like poverty and violence in Central America. Okay, there's poverty and violence in America. Alright? You cannot sit there and be like, oh, well, they have this, they have that. Alright? It doesn't matter. We all have problems, alright? If America is so bad, so racist, and everything like this administration says, why is everybody coming over here? You know, why is everybody coming over here if America is so bad? Like, I don't get it. Alright, so Abbott has attempted to take matters into his own hands, and earlier this year announced a project to build a wall at Texas southern border, and also has initiated Operation Lone Star, which involves the Department of Law Enforcement to the border to arrest those coming in illegally. If you're thinking about coming and crossing this river here in Texas, you may end up with handcuffs on your hands and going straight to jail rather than being released into the general population, he said. Alright, so we'll see. You know, it's all catch and release. That's all they care about. And nothing's going to change that. That's just how it is. They don't care about anything at the border, what's happening in Afghanistan, what's happening in the streets of America. They don't care. Alright, as long as they get what they want and they continue to get the votes, that's all they care about. And that's really the only reason they don't care about the border, is because these people will vote for them because they don't know any better. That's the only reason why. So that's what's happening at the border. That's really what I want to say. Now, for of course, you know, YouTube didn't send out the notification for this, obviously. So I'll have to share this video out, and you know, hopefully y'all can see it later. But as always, thank y'all for watching. Like I said, for whatever reason, YouTube didn't send a notification out for this. So I'll have to share this video out later. Hey, how you doing? Okay, maybe YouTube did send a notification out. Maybe it's just late. I'm not sure, but normally there's, I don't know, at least 10 people in here. But I've had like 3. Okay, so YouTube's just late sending out notifications then. Alright. So, I guess YouTube's just sending out notifications late, but that's really all I had to say. I'll try and go live later on. Next time I'll set a notification or something to let y'all know that I'm going live, which is something I should have done. But next time I'll definitely try to do it, set up a notification like 30 minutes before or something like that so that y'all know I'm going live. But again, looks like now people are getting notifications, so I'll do a video later, or maybe try to do another live stream later tonight. We'll see how it goes. But until then, thank y'all for watching. Sorry that y'all got notifications so late, but I'll see y'all later, and like I said, I'll try to do another live stream later on tonight. Appreciate that. Have a good day.